Big day is almost here. You've got your agreement, you've drawn up the proper form for the final order, you've filed correctly, you've given everybody notice, and you're ready to get this done with. So you're getting ready to go up to court because you've got to go prove it up to do that. So what does that look like? Well, every court's different. I wish I could tell you there was a simple rule for all of them. There's 254 counties and a bunch of judges and courts in each county. So you're going to have to contact either online or via phone the court ahead of time and say, when can I do a prove up? When can I come up there and go in front of the judge for a few minutes and get my case done? That'll usually be early in the morning, usually at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock is a typical time. Sometimes it's Monday through Friday. Occasionally some courts will have it be only once or twice a week, but make sure you find that out. And then plan on being up to the court at least 15 to 20 minutes before that time, because you're going to need to get in line. You may need to pull the file in some of the older counties. You're going to need to get signed up on a list. There's often a checklist that the court will have of itself that its staff will go through with you to make sure that you've got what you need there. A couple of other things to remember when you're going up to see the judge, because this doesn't make a lot of sense to most people, but it's real important. The court's a real formal place. Judges are real formal people, and respect is very important to them. So that means you need to make sure that you show your respect to the court, because if you don't, the judge doesn't have to do anything for you. They don't have to hear your case. They don't have to sign your order. So they have all the power in the world, and you're just there to try to get what you want done. So being respectful means a couple of different things. Being on time, like I just said, is a big one. Making sure you look professional. You don't have to wear a suit and tie like I'm wearing necessarily, although that's not a bad idea. But if you're, or the female equivalent of it, if you're not going to wear something like this, then try to wear at least nice looking clothes that are clean, long sleeve. Ladies, don't show any cleavage, don't wear short skirts, don't wear tight clothes. Guys, again, don't do muscle shirts. I wouldn't even do short sleeve shirts if I were you. I'd try to dress the more formally you can, the better. Kind of like going to church is the way I think of it. So when you go into the actual courtroom, I don't suggest bringing anybody with you. Don't bring a new girlfriend or a buddy or something like that if that's just not appropriate. It's just between really you and the judge. When you go in there, make sure you're not chewing gum. Make sure you're not talking loud. Make sure you've got your cell phone off or on silent. I've seen many people, including lawyers, get thrown out of courts for having their cell phone go off. It's really a pet peeve of judges. And then just be patient. Sometimes you have to sit in court for 2 hours before they get to your case. Sometimes they'll do it within a couple of minutes. It just kind of depends on what's going on that particular day. There are other things, there are other people that are there ahead of you. Don't get upset if you do have to wait around. I think you should put aside at least 2 hours for something like that. I think that's probably realistic in the case. When you do get in front of the judge, the most important thing to do is to listen and not talk. It's actually, I think, the most important part of being a lawyer, despite what you see on TV, is knowing when to shut up. And it's particularly true if you're not a lawyer. That's the number one thing I see people get in trouble in a courtroom when they don't have a lawyer, is they start running their mouths, they start telling the judge the way it is, or those type of things. And actually, you should wait until the judge asks you questions or asks you to speak. Sometimes things don't go your way when you're there also. Maybe the judge won't like something in your paperwork, or like we said, you have to wait too long, or maybe the judge doesn't like a particular provision that you put in your order and they tell you to go away and do it again. You're just going to have to do that. That's the rules. And if you start getting hostile or upset or arguing with the judge, I can assure you that's not going to go well and just be worse for you. You're arguing with the person who knows the law and has already made up their mind. It's really not going to go well for you. So if there's a problem, just step back, make a note about what the judge said the problem was, and then try to fix it and come back again, maybe the next day or the next week. And it'll eventually get done, and probably it'll be fine the first time, but be sure to follow these rules.